This lesson is the continuation of our lesson from Module 15. Measurement is very important in our daily lives. We need to answer questions that begin how long, how far, how much, how hot, or how cold, so on and so forth. All these questions require some kind of measurement before they can be answered. So this time, we will be dealing about how hot or how cold an object is. That would mean to say our lesson for today in this module is about temperature. So basically, when you say temperature, it is the degree of hotness or coldness of an object or the presence and absence of heat. Now we have in here, in our activity 1, we have pictures. So what are we going to do here is to identify whether it is hot or cold. Write your answer in your mathematics notebook. So in this case, in our module. So the first figure there, we have an ice cream. The second is for coffee. The 3, the flame. And for the ice cubes. Of course, our choices will be hot and cold. Okay, so we will answer number 1. An ice cream is, of course, it's cold. The coffee is hot. The flame is also hot. And the ice cubes are cold. Okay, now these objects tell something about the temperature of an object, whether it is hot or cold. Let's proceed. So our lesson tells us measures of temperature. In the news, a meteorologist reports about the day's weather forecast. In addition to telling you what the weather conditions will be likely, sunny, cloudy, rainy, muggy, they also tell you the day's forecast for high and low temperatures. A hot summer day may reach 38 degrees, while a cool day may have a lower temperature at 22 degrees. What's new? It was a hot morning when the rain suddenly poured. Rolly was attempted to play in the rain. After playing in the rain, Rolly got a fever. To check Rolly's body's temperature, what instrument are you going to use? What do you think is Rolly's temperature? And what is the appropriate unit in measuring temperature? Okay, we have here the definition of the temperature. Temperature refers to the degree of hotness or coldness that can be measured using a thermometer. So this one is the instrument used to measure the temperature. It was from the Greek word thermos, meaning heat, and metron, meaning measure. The units used in measuring temperature are degree Celsius, Kelvin, and degree Fahrenheit. Degree Celsius is named after a Swedish astronomer, Anders Celsius, while Kelvin is named after the British physicist Sir William Thomson, or known as Lord Kelvin, and degree Fahrenheit is named after the German maker Gabriel Fahrenheit. So those are where the names Celsius, Kelvin, and Fahrenheit came from. The metric system uses degree Celsius and Kelvin as the units of temperature, while Fahrenheit is used in the English system. So here in the Philippines, we are commonly using the metric system. That is why in our temperature, we use the Celsius or the Kelvin scale. Now let's proceed in here. The following are some examples to illustrate units of temperature. So this thing in here, or this instrument, is an example of a thermometer. Okay. The normal human body temperature is about 37 degrees Celsius, or that is 98.6 degrees Celsius, or degree Fahrenheit, I mean. higher than that, it could be candidate for COVID. So if you have fever higher than 37 degrees, say for example you have it in 40 degrees Celsius, possibly you have COVID-19 or you just have a very strong fever. The freezing point of water is 0 degrees Celsius. In Fahrenheit, that is 32 degrees. And its boiling point is 100 degrees Celsius and 212 degrees for Fahrenheit. Absolute zero, which is 0 Kelvin, means the complete absence of heat and motion. So when we speak of complete absence of heat and motion, we know that in science, a solid has a very compact molecules. Now those molecules are vibrating. It moves, but there are so many of them in a solid, they can't really move freely. So when this object reach an absolute zero, say for example, because the molecules are vibrating every time, when it reach an absolute zero of 0 Kelvin, that would mean to say the molecules stop by vibrating. So they no longer move. That is why it is a complete absence of heat and motion. When it vibrates, it produces heat. When it vibrates, there is what we call friction. And when there is friction, there will be heat. If there are heat, there will be motion. So that's in science. So when an object reaches again 0 Kelvin, it means complete absence of heat and motion. Everything is stopped. Next, a moderate oven temperature is 175 degrees Celsius. So that's it for your temperature. We have here what's more. This activity, we will put an appropriate unit of measurement for each. It's either degree Celsius or degree Fahrenheit. So let's start by answering number 1. So number 1 is done for us. A coffee is heated at 413 degree Fahrenheit. Okay. Next we have Jassy has a high fever at 39 degree Celsius. The ideal room temperature for sleeping is 75 degrees Fahrenheit. During a solar eclipse, the temperature can drop by up to 6 degrees Celsius. Number 5, the temperature of cold juice is 10 degrees Celsius. The surface temperature in Earth is 302 degrees Fahrenheit. Number 7, a hot tea has a temperature of 58 degrees Celsius. Puto cheese is baked at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. If you are going to choose degrees Celsius, your puto cheese will be burnt. So everything above 100 degrees Celsius, that is the boiling point of water, everything above that, or any object above 100 degrees Celsius will be boiled in terms of liquid, when we have liquid. If we have a solid, it will be burnt. So we will choose degree Fahrenheit. Number 9. The temperature in Bukidnon is 20 degrees Celsius. So we will pick Celsius. Number 10. The body temperature of a dog is 36 degrees Celsius. To preserve meat, number 11, to preserve meat, it must be stored at 4 degrees Celsius. So when we have a temperature of 4 degrees Celsius, that is somewhere cold because 0 degrees Celsius is the freezing point of everything, of water, say for example water, sorry, not everything, but the freezing point of water. This will be our basis on whether what to use, degree Celsius or degree Fahrenheit. So for boiling point of water, that is 100 degree Celsius. Okay. So as you notice here in our activity, when numbers such as 302, okay, we chose degree Fahrenheit because when we choose degree Celsius for 302, that will, when you say for example 302 degrees Celsius, that is already very hot, so no one can survive that one. Okay, so to be safe, if it is really a big number, you choose your degree Fahrenheit. If it is a smaller number, you can choose your degree Celsius.